everybody, and welcome to the Fandom Flux podcast, episode 44. How's everybody doing? I'm KCW, and with me we have Zero. Do we have Zero?
Do we?
Zero.
Do we have Zero? Apparently not. What the fuck's going on?
Technical difficulties. Should we,
Okay, we'll leave the recording running, but,
I'm here. Am I here now?
There you are.
Yeah, what the fuck just happened?
Okay, so, when my mic fell over just now, it hit the mute button.
Wow.
And then when I pushed the mute button again, it stayed mute.
How hard did
Instead
you
of-
panic thinking you had just broken it?
I'm not at liberty to say.
Okay, we're gonna try this again. Hi, Fandom Flux 44, Casey, and we have Zero, loud and proud Zero. Come on.
Right here. Ha ha.
Yay, there he is. And Slicer.
Hello? I'm not gonna make you guys wait.
And Kenchi.
Hi, I'm Kenshi618, which is spelled with 2 D's for a double dose of this pimpin'.
So, Kenshi has 2 Ds?
Kendichi.
Kedendachi.
You heard it here first, folks. Kenshi has 2 Ds.
The D's are silent.
Kenchi has double D's.
He has double D's and they're super silent. They're stealth D's.
Better than being super loud and flapping all over the place.
This got off to a smashing start, didn't it?
We are the picture of maturity and
Yes.
professionalism.
Smashing, yes. So, what the fuck are we doing? It's a good question. It's our first topic, as usual. What are we doing? Zero.
Alright, so this week I had to work on Thursday, so my family was going to go to Great America, like this theme park, and because I had to work, I guess I didn't get to go. Huh?
How many holidays do your family take, exactly?
Seriously.
More than I'm at liberty to say.
We're participating.
What, are they
apparently.
government-mandated holidays?
I'm just kidding, no.
Do you sign an NDA before every one of them?
No. So this week's been pretty calm. I've been trying to find time to write because I've only been working 1 day this week because everybody got back from vacation. All the cooks got back from vacation at the same time. So hours are just being flown everywhere. So yeah. I was like, you know what, I'm just going to sit down here and write. And then I decided not to, because I couldn't think of what to write. So I was like, I'm just going to go on Smashboards, because that's the Smash Brothers forum and stuff. And the Shulk forum on that has gone so convoluted. At one point there was Hades x Shulk fanfiction. Hades
Lovely.
being the character from Kid Icarus Uprising. Boy, that was a thing.
You read it? Or did you just see the title and just,
I wrote it.
Oh,
I
alright.
helped. 3 people were like writing it because we were like, why not? Because Hades seemed to be edited into every single GIF that we were making because one guy. Yeah, the Shulk thread is kind of weird, but I love it.
Okay.
Yeah. Zero, why aren't you updating? Well, you know, I'm doing
You are,
stuff.
just not on fanfic.
It was really weird. Also, this week, there was a meeting with my work at like Wednesday, like 9 a.m. and we had my boss's boss come in, and he was like, "Oh, here you guys go. You gotta re-sign this stuff you originally signed, and now here are all these complex rules about how you're gonna get hours and everything, and blah 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 blah." And I'm just like sleeping. So I feel like I'm gonna regret that. But at the same time,
probably.
At the same time,
It was a really good nap.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like they can really fire me or anything. And, yeah, they really can't. Because if they are giving me trouble, I can literally just say, I can talk to my father about this.
Wow.
Really?
Really?
I could if I really wanted to. I don't want to, but my dad's like, they're not giving you enough hours. Tell me, and I'll tell your boss's boss about this. And your boss will be fired.
Dude.
Oh,
Nepotism.
I didn't want to
I love it.
But I didn't want to say it, but you said it for me, so.
I suddenly have the urge to strangle Zero.
Mm.
You know, it's a blessing and a curse at times. I'm not gonna lie.
No, it's mostly just a blessing.
Because the boss comes in and he's like, "Hey, how's your dad?" And I'm like, "I'm trying to check in here." He's like, "Is your dad doing fine?" And I'm like, "Yeah, okay."
Yeah, it's still just a blessing.
Yeah.
You can see why I'm holding on to that
And
opinion.
other workers
when we
think
get
that I'm rich, and I'm really not. I mean, I only have jacuzzis and 70-inch screen
Says
TV.
your family that's gone on like 6 vacations over the last 3 weeks.
Hey,
Yeah.
most of them were paid for by the company, or two of them.
Urge to strangle rising.
I'm sorry. I'm strangled my uncle and said he's got like a $15 million house.
Let's move on from how affluent Zero's family is
Yes, please.
before one of us finds and murders him.
I'm sorry.
It is really up in the air which one of us that would be.
I can send my brother to do it. He's going to California in like 2 weeks.
No, I'm sorry.
Oh, there we go.
Zero,
We have
why don't
Hitman
you
in order.
come on?
He already doesn't like you anyway.
I didn't mean it. I'm sorry for my circumstances, which happened to be better.
He might actually feel really guilty when he gets to my section, so, Zero, move on, seriously.
I'm done.
Oh, okay. Slicer.
Alright, so I finally saw the SAO episode 2, and, it was really satisfying, actually. It was, it introduces a sniper character, and she is part of a PvP, player hunting squad. They, hunt other players down and stuff like that. And the people they were against were PvE players, people who just, hunt monsters and farm them for materials and stuff. And, being a PvE player mainly, I was really rooting for that team, and I wanted the heroes of the episode to die. And, they did. It was very good.
They died pretty hard.
Oh no, the PvE players can defend themselves. Oh, it's so tragic.
The PvE players have a minigun.
Yeah, they're just freaking out, and you're supposed to feel sorry for them. It's like, fuck you.
Why would I feel sorry for you?
No, these are the players that go after the players that are just doing their own thing, and these guys are just fucking it up. Why would we root for these guys?
I don't know. So the entire episode was just, I don't know, interesting, really. It's like, I don't want to say full-on spoof kind of thing, because they were just so overly heroic, I guess. It was the stupidest thing.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed it.
It was kind of silly and kind of.
Did they try to make did they try to make the PvE players look like outright the bad guys?
No, actually, they were just kind of nerdy. I mean, they two of them with energy rifles, which are not good against players, I guess. Actually managed to kill one guy, and they just they high-fived over it or something like that.
Yeah, high-five over that shit.
I'm rooting for that side.
Yes,
yeah.
I love that side.
Yeah, it was great. Next, I mentioned, I think either last week or the week before that, I started a sorcerer character on Dark Souls 2, and due to my habit of farming things, it is now the strongest character it can possibly be. I have 65 casts of the strongest spell in the game, instead of the 2 to 6 that you're supposed to have.
Yeah, what was it, 99 attunement you have?
Yeah, 99 attunement and intelligence. I'm pure magic. I'm not touching hexes. I'd rather maul my own testicles than touch hexes. I've been killed by a hexer so many times, I just don't even want to touch it. It's filthy, dirty. So my faith is the standard 4, and it will stay that way forever.
Forever.
Yeah.
Forever, huh? Forever.
5 ever.
Tempted to move it up to 5 just so I can avoid that.
5 ever.
That's even worse. Damn it.
5 ever. Is that actually a thing from something? I don't know.
That's stupid.
That's a parody of Forever.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Outbreak Company. I finally managed to see the rest of that. It was surprisingly deep, actually.
Yeah, I know.
It goes into some pretty... You can go.
It's a very satisfying anime to watch. It's just good all around.
Yeah, it's got a decently open-ended ending as well. It's fully open for a second season, whenever. Although I don't think it will, sadly.
Yeah.
Cool. I might actually have to watch that now that 2 people on the podcast have recommended it.
I liked it.
It's not overly blatant about it, but it discusses class systems, racism, and one culture kind of flooding another.
Yeah.
It doesn't lead to good things.
Yeah, there's some very strong themes behind it.
Okay.
Lastly, I finally managed to get the rest of my outfit for Anime Iowa. So next week I will be going to that. So I won't be here that week, sadly.
Ah.
I will be
enough.
completely dead on my feet for 2 days afterward, because it's convention, and that happens.
But with plenty of stuff to talk about on the podcast the week after.
Oh, yeah.
Yay!
Yeah, most likely.
That was not a suggestion. You will definitely have plenty of stuff to talk about
Okay.
the week after.
Feeling the threat here, so...
Yeah?
Yeah.
Right.
I would post pictures, because I had to take some for reasons. But I don't want to at the moment.
Yeah. So what are you going as?
I'm keeping it from someone I know, and I think she listens to this, so... No.
Oh, this will be the cosplay girl, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Right. And Ken.
Yeah, my week has been interesting in the way that it's interesting when you have to put out a burning building. I have a new laptop now because mine decided to die on me last Sunday.
Yep.
Just like I wiped mine completely.
No, actually, it died. Yeah. Did it die? It died either Sunday or Monday. I think. I don't know. I got to look at the email I sent because. And
I have the emails. I'm going to look it up. But yeah, it was a couple days before we did the fucking.
I think it was the day before we were going to do another Let's Play.
It was the 14th, so it was the Monday.
It was the evening before we were going to record the next day. Yeah.
Yep.
For Let's Play stuff.
It was working completely fine when I woke up that morning, and it just decided to not anymore. And I never figured out why. It's dead. So I just have to backtrack, and I have to completely change my laptop habits from now on. Because this is the second one that's died in less than a year. And
oh, really?
Yeah. But we pretty much had them since 2009, so...
Is it dying because of, just battery problems, or do you know why?
It wasn't a battery problem. It was a hard drive problem.
Oh. Virus?
How often do you run virus scans and stuff, and what do you have?
Yeah, it was probably virus. I'm just going to say that.
I have, Trend Micro Titanium. And, I get supplementary programs like Malwarebytes. So I recommend getting those. Just do occasional scans.
AVG is usually a good shout.
Yeah, I have money now, so I can afford a good virus software.
Yeah, just don't get the one that everyone always says you should get, the Norton, I think it
Don't
is.
get Norton. Don't get Norton or
Norton's
McAfee.
rubbish.
I know that much.
I've got
my-
Super Anti-Spyware. Works pretty great, actually. And it's free. I mean, you can get the paid version. I assume it's better, but the free version works just fine.
Yeah, it's a weird thing getting virus software, because it's like, they could flood the numbers and say, oh, this is a virus, we just got rid of it for you, and you wouldn't know the difference. So, it's hard to tell.
Yeah, Slicer, you and me are going to have words after this is over. I want that software.
Yeah.
All right.
But other than that, I also averted working a double shift disaster today. Because last night I looked at my schedule and found, hey, on Sunday, guess what, Ken? You work from 3 to midnight. And then you get an hour break, and then you got to work from 1 to 9 in the morning.
Yeah.
How the heck did that happen?
I
Just think of
don't-
all the money, though.
Fuck the money. I'll be dead. You won't have Kenshi on next week because I'll be dead.
Dead people can't use money, Zero.
So, yeah, before we started this, I had to make a phone call right quick to set that straight. And now I have tomorrow off. So, that's all good.
Cool.
Well, that changed pretty quick. Just like
Yeah.
working 20 hours to working nothing.
Well,
But you have tomorrow off?
I still work Monday. I still work the Monday 1 to 9. I just don't work the 3 to midnight that would have preceded it.
Oh, okay.
Which is nice.
Yeah. It's better than fucking 20 hours.
And reminds me that we need to discuss Let's Play shit and stuff. So,
Right.
Alright.
because we need to rearrange that for
Yeah.
whenever.
Sorry.
It's alright. Happens.
Happens to me a lot. But,
Anyway,
yeah.
anything else, Ken?
Nah, nothing really of substance that anyone cares about.
Okay. And as for me, hang on, let me bring up my notes.
Oh, God.
Zero was right about the whole Smash Brothers thing, saying they were going to have Lucina and stuff. We were both right, and the protagonist is a thing, and it's magic and melee focused and stuff.
Yeah.
So, Fandom Flux predicted it, bitches.
Awesome.
Robin and Lucina from Fire Emblem Awakening are in Smash. So Laura
And
Bailey,
technically Chrome as well.
he's part of Robin's Final Smash.
Yeah.
But Laura Bailey's in Smash now.
Yeah, so everyone who listens to this, flood message boards with Fandom Flux is right, and then point them here.
Yes.
Actually, better yet, point them to the podcast where we actually predicted it, because I don't remember which number it was.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I liked the trailer that they did. I was kind of with everybody on Monado Monday, expecting Shulk to be announced, kind of partially. I was hoping, but in the end, I knew it was going to be probably a Fire Emblem character because their anniversary date was on that day, alongside F-Zero's, which was the next day, I think. So they basically had Captain Falcon beat up Fire Emblem characters, which is
Pretty
fun.
much, yeah. Just a bit of a beating.
Free V1 me. Come on. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Captain
What else? Oh, yeah. Do you remember Mass Effect? And how that kind of swan dived as a series?
Yeah.
From being pretty great and fairly hard sci-fi to nonsense and more nonsense
Yes.
and random anime antagonists in a hard sci-fi setting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, they've apparently run out of ideas on what the fuck to do with this series, because they've come out with a survey asking what people want from the series when they come out with the next game.
What are the options?
It's literally a 1 to 5 scale of how much you care about story, combat, exploration, and customization.
I want
I
all
got,
of them, please.
There was a YouTube video announcing that. I think it's GameSpot's thing. And
Yeah, I saw that because you saw that, so...
I got slammed because I made a joke about the writing, and apparently I'm living in the past.
Yeah, apparently people haven't noticed that most of the good writing staff from the Mass Effect projects have left BioWare. All the good people have left. Oh, that's wonderful news.
I'm not going to hold my breath for Mass Effect.
But yeah, so that's going to be a thing. Am I going to get the next Mass Effect? I honestly have no idea at this point. Probably not.
But you don't have the system that it would be on unless they have a computer version with controller support.
Yeah, I wonder if they will ignore controller support for PC again.
Again.
Weird thing that they did that. Still weird. I don't understand. When everyone's starting to use controllers on PC and they ignore it when it's already built into the game, then whatever. So, a lot of my notes is just ranting about this fucking thing. To quote my notes, a bit of an unfair question as to what people want most out of the game. Considering previous games, the story had plot holes big enough to drive a van through, and there were enough of them to make a new underground spaghetti junction. So, yeah. I think I was proud of that line when I came up with it, but a lot of people probably don't know what spaghetti junction is. So,
No, I don't.
It's basically a big, road system in, I think it's either Birmingham or Manchester, and it's a mess to try and actually find your way through because everywhere goes everywhere in all different directions. It makes no sense. Yeah. So you could make a vast tunnel system that resembles that through all the plot holes in the original games. Yeah. And combat was the only thing they cared about in 3. There was no exploration in 3. And they had pretty much the standard customization stuff that they've had all the time, I guess. So that's great, except for the plot stuff, because they had none of that since the first game.
Can I have some plot, please, with my game?
Yeah, it was a 1 in 3 choice as your backstory. So, I suppose technically 1 in 9, because you could have 2 1 in 3 choices. So, and they affected one mission. Well, you could choose whether you were born on Earth or born in space or on a colony planet. And then you could choose whether you were a war hero or a survivor of a Threshold attack or...
I picked that one. It just sounds so more awesome.
Yeah,
it kind of does.
Awesome. Yeah.
As soon as you see the fucking Threshold, you think, holy shit, I should have picked the guy that survived a fucking Threshold attack single-handedly. It's kind of badass.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
I cannot remember what I chose. I think it was different depending on what character I chose.
Yeah, I did.
Basically it's saying from the off whether you're going to be Paragon or Renegade or Neutral. And it gives you bonus points in whichever. It actually doesn't come into the game at all. So
they mention it once or twice, but really nothing else.
Mm.
I think they have one quest associated with it in the Citadel. It's just one tiny little quest.
Oh, they do have a quest for if you're a war hero, because there's a pirate guy, and he says, I'm going to blow up this whatever it is and make the Alliance look really bad and stuff, so you come here and save the day. Oh no, it's a trap and stuff, and yeah, that was it. That was all it gave you.
Actually, that just gives you unique dialogue options. It's still a quest.
Oh.
Yeah, I did that.
Well, in that case, that's also still kind of... Oh, never mind. So yeah.
Yeah.
Customization doesn't just mean what your character skin looks like, BioWare. Just letting you know, because you seem to have forgotten.
Because BioWare is listening to us right now, being like, he's right.
Better be, we know our shit. You apparently don't, so...
Better than they do, yeah.
So, yeah. And as for the other thing that happened to me this week, when I say the words mandatory work activity, what synonyms come to mind?
You have
slavery.
To go.
Your break.
Yeah.
I think you are government required to have a break at some point.
Yeah, the job center have put me on a mandatory work activity for the next month. Unpaid, naturally, because it's a volunteer organization that I'm working for. Volunteer, now in air quotes. Yeah, so I'm doing that for the next month. Because if I don't, then I will not get the fraction of minimum wage that I'm currently living on. Yeah. I've gotten progressively angrier about this as the week has gone on, and I've thought about what this actually is. And it's not been helped by the fact that the volunteer organization I was trying to work for, the voluntary recruitment service, actually got back to me the same day my paperwork for this mandatory work activity came through. So, if I was not on this mandatory work activity that's probably going to have me sorting clothes or something, then I would actually be in a voluntary organization and doing admin work, which is the kind of work that I'm actually trying to get a job doing.
Oh.
So, if I had not been doing this mandatory work activity, you can practically hear the air quotes every time I say it, I would be, doing something that progresses my career.
Yeah.
Thanks, Job Center. You're a class act.
You can't see my face right now, but it's frowning.
And there's nothing you can do.
As I said, mandatory work activity. It is on the paperwork that if I do not show up without a valid reason, which pretty much comes down to you were in hospital because something inside of you broke severely,
Pretty much.
then your benefits will be cut off for 12 weeks for the first offense. That is 3 months without the fraction of minimum wage that I'm currently getting. When I say fraction of minimum wage, by the way, that means about... I think it comes down to...
I don't want to know. 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 Really don't.
Well, if we assume, based on the numbers, I'm working 30 hours a week. So, 30 hours a week, assuming that the benefits are based on the fact that I do this work, and it is not the synonym that we were discussing before, it is just very low-paid work, then I would be earning, let's see, it's about £100 a week that I get, and divided by 30, that's about £3 or something like that.
Is that... Wow.
So about £3, that's about half of minimum wage.
Wait, what is minimum wage over there anyway? It's like $8.15 here.
It's about £6, something like that.
Hold on. Let me do my quick dollars to pounds conversion. You said 6, right?
Yeah, it's about £6.
That's like $10. That's actually... Is that higher than ours is right now?
Yes.
Your minimum wage is actually very, very shit.
Yeah,
so.
we know.
Yeah.
I was on it.
Actually, technically, California's just got raised by $1.
So yours would probably be on par with what England's or UK's.
Mine
right?
was like $8.25. Got boosted, I think, by $1 now, so it's $9.25.
Yeah, national minimum wage for people 21 and over is £6.31. So, yeah, less than half of minimum wage. Thanks, Job Center.
Wow, that's... God.
Kill them. Kill them all. Kill them.
Don't say that. He's actually probably thinking about it. I don't...
Probably.
I'm not, but I am considering how
Kill them all, but don't be
incredibly inappropriate it would be to go into the job center, which I still have to go to and do my weekly I am looking for work thing, and say, when they ask about how my mandatory work activity is going, oh yeah, the slave labor's going just fine, thanks. It's just, I can do this for 4 weeks. Just, if you ever try and make me do this again, I'm going to strangle someone. Just letting you know so we can have that out in the open. You know,
On record.
it's fair.
It's just the timing is... Fuck.
I would probably be less angry about this were it not for the timing, I admit. I mean, I was looking for voluntary work anyway. I was just looking for voluntary work in a field that would give me experience in, things that I actually, can do skill-wise, where my skills are.
You win
Anyway.
some, you lose some, and the state screws you over on some.
Apparently. So that's my ranting about my surprisingly unfortunate circumstances over. What else? I think that's it. That's all of my week. My wonderful, wonderful, wonderful week.
Wonderful. Wonderful life.
Anyway, so, I guess that's everyone done, so we're going to move on to the next segment, which is Bleach.
Can I just start this out with Praise the Sun? Because, really, Praise the Sun.
I was going to say praise cleavage, but okay.
No, look. You remember the last page of it?
Yeah, and him and the thing. But yeah, we're going to do this in order as we usually do. So, hey guys, remember that cannon from the Soul Society arc and how great that was? Let's do it again. I'm sure it'll be equally great.
Yeah. Also, this little bit of art was a little bit interesting. Right before I started the chapter, I saw this and I was like, it feels somewhat suspicious.
That's the real use of burner finger right there.
That's the real use.
Wow, okay.
That is what it was made for.
Burner finger guy is right behind Ichigo with his finger prepped and on fire, and Ichigo's turning around like, what? And he's got this big sick grin on his face.
Oh, that's what you meant by praise the sun. Okay. Yeah,
No, praise the sun was meant for the end of the chapter, but this...
I know. I just skipped to the end.
Yeah, this was meant for, one of the many uses of the burner finger.
They just keep making it so easy, keep making fun of it.
They make it so easy.
I think that might be the point.
I know.
Because it draws attention to it.
I don't remember any links we needed for the first segment because I forgot them. I forgot to do the thing again.
I don't think we gave any.
Nothing that we can actually link because I saw them on unofficial sites.
Yeah. Only thing that we could actually probably link is the Smash Brothers reveal trailer thing.
Oh, yeah. Smash Brothers. We've seen a reveal. We'll go with that. I'll find it. And the Mass Effect survey. And that's it. Alright. So, Bleach.
So, Canon's back.
Yeah.
Yeah, the canon's a thing again. And a bit of a Deus Ex Machina soup, kind of.
A bit.
Why not just use the cannon? What? Oh, and they explained Orihime's clothes and why she would dress like that now.
Let's get there when we get there.
Next page after the cannon.
Oh, here it is.
So the cannon, it is a cheap Chinese knockoff, actually, because it can only be fired once before it explodes.
That's how.
All right.
That's how I like my giant cannons that can take me to God's house. I like them to explode after one use because they're cheaply made.
Let's see. As long as the cannon doesn't fill,
I just want to ask: Is this a Japanese language quirk? Quote: "The person you mentioned has returned after completing her task." Do people actually talk like that ever? The person you mentioned, no names or anything?
Let's not say any names so that we can have a character reveal later. Yay!
He is part of the 12th division, like the sciencey one, so maybe?
Yeah.
He might just be like, I don't remember her name because screw you, science, blah, blah.
I might be projecting a bit, but I've gotten to the point where I don't even say my friends' names whenever I bring up a friend, so they might just be used to not naming test subjects. It's just they use adjectives.
Yeah.
Sort
It just
of.
feels like it's really trying way too hard to make a reveal that is not much of a reveal. oh, Yoriichi's working with Urahara. Who'd have thought that might ever happen?
Now, also the idea of the canon failing. It's not going to fail. We're gonna, let's just... You don't need to tack that on.
Okay. Alright. And now we're on to Orihime's clothes.
Why you sound so sad about it?
And then the animation style changes for a few pages.
A little bit, yeah. Should we just point out that Chad is actually the one that brings attention to it? He's like, what do you think? And he's like,
Because
dude,
he's a bro.
he wants it.
Yeah.
Pay attention to him.
I had not noticed that, but yes, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
It's like,
saying
I didn't know when to
Chad's-
bring this up, but what do you think? What do you think about, his clothes?
That
And
is
he
the
looks at her-
closest he can possibly get to. Look at the tits. Look at them.
Are you not enjoying?
Yeah.
that's why Chad's a bro. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's
Another
trying.
reason.
She goes,
Another
he's
reason.
Failing.
Okay, so, yeah, that whole thing happens with, oh, no, I'm not a pervert, Urahara made me wear these and stuff and things. And then Yoroichi shows up.
Yeah.
Um,
In an interesting fashion.
okay. I'm gonna go through problems that I have with this whole sequence. 1. Orihime is dressed like that specifically for this really, really shitty comedy routine.
Probably, yeah.
2. As part of this comedy routine, a guy's getting beat up for a really shitty reason, because anime comedy.
Wait, who is where?
Ichigo by Yoroichi.
Oh, right, okay.
3. Yoroichi says that a woman wouldn't wear skimpy clothes like that unless a man goaded her into it. She says this while wearing a mini dress. And thigh-high stockings or boots.
I think they're boots, yeah.
And it's pretty much skin tight. She's in fetish wear, more or less.
Yeah, kind of,
Yeah.
suddenly forget
Delicious
the word for that.
hypocrisy. I love this. This is great. I love this so much. It's magic. Fucking...
Oh, and yes, the panel with Yoriichi opening her cloak has already been shopped, as well as the one with her hand in between Orihime's cleavage.
Naturally.
Both have already been shopped, yes. Not even remotely surprised.
Oh, and I don't know whether this is intentional translation thing, when Urahara asks Yoriichi whether she has the goods, and to show him the goods, which is immediately followed by her opening her cloak.
Yeah. And then he says, nice. At least that's what my translation says. It says nice.
Mine says, as one would expect.
That's what mine says.
Oh.
In fairness, he's known her for a while, so he probably does know what to expect in that regard.
Probably.
Oh, God, this sequence. Yeah, okay. Notes. Oh, I actually have nothing else. That kind of just blew out my brain as far as any note-taking could, go for.
Yeah, you'd think after all the anime and stuff that you've seen, you'd be somewhat desensitized to this by now, but nope. Every time something else comes up, it just takes over your mindscape.
It still bothers me, and I hope it never does stop bothering me, because it's not a good thing.
Not really. I've got 3 things down on my notes. Yoriichi's a shipper. Urahara likes dim titties. And one more we can get to.
Those are legitimately your notes.
Yeah, those are
In
my
fairness,
notes.
they're not wrong. Yeah.
Wow, I have absolutely nothing for this this fight that takes place after that. It's just kind of a fight, I guess.
And, stuff happens, and fighting, and what's his name? The pretty one uses keto because he's okay with doing that now, apparently.
Yumikichi.
Yumichika, I think his name's
Chica.
Ah. Yeah, the bald one, whose name I forget, almost got his head turned into a bomb. That was pretty cool.
Mm. And then zombie mechanics exposition. Then okay, we need a translation check on this. When we have the big splash off page
On
panel,
page 18?
and he says, I got so moist.
Yeah, that's what it says.
Yeah, mine says made me so wet. So, yeah, great. Same thing.
Okay, at this point they are doing it intentionally to be really oddly sexual.
Oh, yeah.
Once again, a manga aimed at preteens. But seriously?
They just keep that train rolling by Yumichika. That's his name, right?
Yeah.
It's saying, did you mean to say you got hard, you sick pervert?
Yeah. I think you meant to say erection, you twisted pervert. Basically the same thing. This is a really weird character. I think that's intentional. So, credit for making it as weird and awkward as possible, because that's what you were going for.
Yeah. If this manga was very popular, like One Piece or even Naruto, do you think they'd be able to get away with this? Or would they do it even harder?
I don't know. I mean, One Piece has not shied away from its weird factor.
No, not really.
The time. Hell, they haven't really shied away from the sexual stuff either, on occasion.
Wait, really?
Do you remember the Thriller Bark arc?
No.
With the tiger guy that could go invisible and tried to rape Nami in the shower?
Wow.
Yeah, that was a thing.
All right.
Yeah. So, weird sexual stuff happens apparently in Shonen Jump. Somehow I'd missed that, but it's apparently there.
Yeah, they got their fans somehow.
Yeah, and then we have Soleil Mark II, shall we call him?
I wonder what his color scheme is. It's probably still black and white.
Probably.
If only I could be so gloriously incandescent.
It's basically a tradition for him, isn't it? Just showing up in some outlandish outfit. He's like the Lady Gaga of Bleach.
Okay, that's a quote. What's his name? Kurotsuchi?
Yeah,
Kurotsuchi.
Yeah. I keep getting confused because that's the name of another character in another manga.
The rock girl from Naruto. Yeah.
Yeah. Who's voiced by Laura Bailey. So he is the Lady Gaga of Bleach. That's a quote that you can use to advertise this podcast now.
Yeah.
Weird. Yeah. Praise the sun.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone say it with me. 1, 2, 3.
Praise the sun.
Yeah.
I don't want to praise that sun. It's probably filthy. It'll experiment on me.
And the last words of the chapter are, "It's so bright, so I can't see you clearly." Because you're looking at the sun. The literal sun.
This was a weird chapter.
Yeah.
I mean, really.
Champion of the sun.
Oh God, now I have to sing it.
Dayman.
Oh, fighter of the night,
man.
Or
Oh,
zombies in this case.
champion of the sun. You're a master of karate,
science,
and French.
Friendship.
and experimentation for everyone.
And then we have the fan service art at the end of the chapter. So,
Yeah.
that's an image.
At the very least, the next fight is going to be interesting. Most of Kurasuchi's are, even if they are kind of Deus Ex.
Yeah, it's because he's always weird as shit, and it's always
I'm
interesting and novel.
I was glad that he showed up. He's a character that I was really glad to show up, because if any person's going to change this fight to make it 10 times better, it's him.
What, to make it less weird? That's not what he does. That's not his job.
No, he's going to make it, I said 10 times better.
Okay.
I said less weird.
So that was Bleach 589. And I'm kind of glad it's over. Alright, on to Naruto 685. Anyone have anything to say for this chapter at all?
I mean, we're just rehashing the shit that we've been saying for the last few chapters at this point. I know what you're going to say.
I was going to say Sakura is stepping up to take the lead, and this ought to be good. And then nothing really came of it. Things worked, I guess. So, that's a nice change of pace, I guess. Sakura doing something and working.
All I got for this chapter is the Sakura Sasuke shipping. It's gotten a boost from this.
I guess.
Yeah.
And, so they enacted a plan to save Sasuke from the dimension that he's trapped in and stuff. And they do it. Yay! Because Sakura kept the portal thingy open for even longer. And...
with willpower.
Sakura did something?
With willpower, so that Sasuke could run just close enough that he could instantly transport there.
He used substitution on her jacket, or kawarimi, or whatever you prefer.
On her jacket?
Is it hers?
Her
I
vest,
thought it was
she
just
had
his
thrown
that was
off.
left behind.
I'm sorry, but I didn't read the chapter. I'm just imagining he substitutes for her jacket, so when you go pull back, he's like clinging onto her like he's her jacket.
No, she discarded it beforehand.
Oh.
They opened up and they kept trying for different dimensions. Apparently, they found one with a sea of acid, so it just kind of spilled out and got on her.
Oh.
I'm not even going to comment on the mechanics of that.
Dimension of acid. What was the acid on? What was keeping it? What was keeping the dimension together?
What was keeping it at bay from burning through whatever they were standing on?
Yeah. Dimension of acid.
Thing about acid, it burns through things.
So basically, everybody in the dimension would logically be on acid.
A dumb tish. Yeah.
That, or it's like the lava dimension, and then they just opened a portal below the surface of it.
The floor is lava.
So, I have a question about the whole Sasuke getting just close enough that he could switch and stuff. Doesn't he know Shunshin?
Yeah.
No, I don't think anybody knows that.
Wasn't it established like 4 or 5 chapters ago specifically that Sasuke knows Shunshin?
You see, here's the thing. I don't know if that's... I'm not certain what the fucking mechanics of that are. Is it just super speed? Is it... What is it?
We are never told.
No, basically that technique was created so that they could have the ninja vanish technique. And that's...
High-speed movement allows a ninja to move short to long distances at an almost untraceable speed.
So
yeah,
yes.
So basically, he really should have been able to just do that and get there.
Let's see. Yeah.
5 chapters this had been established. And then suddenly just forgotten, so...
Sometimes you need to read through your own stuff to remember what you've written. So that you're not like, oh, he does this. He doesn't have any other techniques to do that, right? No? Yeah, I'm probably right.
Sometimes you need an editor to look through your shit so you know that you made a mistake and that you should go back and fix it.
Yeah.
Because there's a continuity error.
Yeah.
Thing about Shonen Jump, they have those.
Yeah.
They do?
Yeah, every writer gets an editor that they run things by first.
But
You should read Bakuman. It outlines the process pretty well.
But they aren't.
Yeah, but I don't want to read Bakuman.
editors.
It's so depressing.
Mm.
Wait, that's the one where they all got to pilot the giant robot that kills them, isn't it?
That's Bakugan, I think.
Okay.
No, Bakuman is the one where they try to be mangaka.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's a pretty good read. It's like 150 chapters or something. It's finished. Pretty much outlines the whole process of writing manga and getting published and stuff. Assuming that you're very good and lucky. So.
Assuming.
Oh, this chapter has revealed that Naruto can no longer hide in his groups of clones anymore. Apparently he can't get rid of the black balls floating behind him in that form, so he's pretty visible.
That's actually pretty kind of interesting.
Yeah, a little bit.
I mean, it's still a little bit like, okay. I haven't been reading Naruto exactly, so where do those black balls come from again?
They're like the sage things. They came from the sage's gifts to him and Sasuke.
Okay.
Sasuke got one half of the sage's power, Naruto got the other, and with the other came the black balls.
Okay, so
Okay.
I'll say this. The thing about Sasuke not being able to do the thing when he really should have been able to, it's a bit of a nitpick, I'll grant that. So this chapter, for the most part, it's okay, I guess. It's just bland.
It's connective stuff, really.
It's not even that. They just sort of created a problem and then immediately fixed it with little consequence. So, or maybe it's just to get rid of the loose end that is Obito, because he's probably going to die after this, because...
Oh yeah, he's looking pretty near death at this point.
Yeah, he's the loose end that the writer wanted to get rid of, so they created something to get rid of him. So, bye Obito.
And
a baffling character from start to finish.
I'm of the opinion either Naruto or Sasuke is going to sacrifice himself to kill Kaguya, so Obito can't fill that role, since it's already possibly going to be one of those two.
Or both.
Yeah, or both. God, that would suck.
I kind of hope it's both. I kind of hope it's everyone.
What, then you just get an Eva-style empty planet?
You would have just had the series end when the tree came up, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
And then the tree stomped on all of them. And
Everyone's
the end.
Yeah.
This is a nice fantasy.
Nice dream.
This would be my fucking bullshit Tsukuyomi dream. That'd be good.
That's great.
All the Naruto characters' merciless, swift deaths.
Most of them.
Except for the ones voiced by Laura Bailey.
Well, one of those is already dead, so...
Oh.
Hey, this is your Tsukuyomi fantasy. She's alive in that.
Oh.
Is Ayame dead? The
Who?
ramen waitress?
No, she's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's two characters in the series that are voiced by Laura Bailey who are still alive. So
I'm just making reactions at our sounds.
yeah, there would be two women in this entire world.
All right.
Yay?
Then inevitably
Sure,
the
let's
loneliness
go
would
with
set
yay.
in, and they would turn to each other for comfort.
Okay, this is taking a turn.
This is a weird turn, sure.
I don't want to listen to this turn anymore. Stop.
Okay.
Just write it in your new private fanfiction journal.
Yeah. Write this in your notes for when you get off the air.
No, I'm good. All right.
You could have it be a dream of the Dragonborn from your
Yeah, go ahead and write your one shot real quick.
No, I'm good.
Oh,
I'm just going to leave that hanging and let someone else just fill in the blanks for me if they feel like it.
They probably will. Or they won't.
This is the internet, so yeah.
So, what was the next... Oh, yeah. This is a special episode, apparently. We came up with this like 5 minutes before we started. So, welcome to Throwback Week, where we talk about old shit.
Yeah.
It is Throwback Saturday.
It's Throwback Thursday.
It's Throwback Saturday to Throwback Thursday, because Throwback Thursday sounds better. So this is where we reminisce about the day we reminisced, except we didn't reminisce that day. But we're gonna reminisce like we reminisced that day.
Yeah, this is my Throwback Week, which means this is the week where I watch old shit and play old games to the things that shaped the man that I am today.
Mm-hmm. So, old games.
Old games.
Yeah.
Anyone ever actually play Wolf Child?
No.
That was an old game.
I will tell you.
Game.
There was a game on Super Nintendo that I couldn't play for the longest time because I was a pussy. And it's not even that. Like, Zombies Ate My Neighbors.
Oh, that was a good game. Yeah, with the weird, stupid-looking kid with the 3D glasses on all the time.
Yeah.
Anybody
sell
else?
those things somehow.
Anybody else remember a game called Mega Man Legends?
Nope.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I genuinely don't because I didn't pay attention to Nintendo stuff.
Yeah, it wasn't Nintendo. Mega Man Legends is Capcom, and it was on the PlayStation.
It was on PlayStation as well.
It was Mega Man Legends 2. I think was PlayStation 2 only, PlayStation 1. PlayStation 1 only. I can't remember if it was on Nintendo console.
I remember I kept waiting the whole game to get my fucking helmet, and I never got my fucking helmet.
I remember when I was a kid, like I was trying to play Mega Man Legends 2 all the time, and I was like, Dad, play this game, beat this game so I can watch you and learn and enjoy playing this game without playing this game, because I can't play this game, because it's a third-person shooter. Although I didn't know what a third-person shooter at the time was, so I probably didn't say that, but basically you get what I was saying. And then later on, I did play through it, and I still haven't beaten that game. I still have not gone back and beaten that game. I have to go back and beat that game now.
You do.
Because there was one level I was like, I don't understand what I'm supposed to do here. I just kind of laughed.
You were the guy that would you were the guy that let your parents beat the game for you?
My dad never beat the game either. My dad never beat the game either. He just played through it a little bit, and I watched, and I was like, okay, so I can play this. And they got farther than my dad ever did. But, man, there was one area in that game, right? And in order to get this special sort of sword-type equipment item you could get in the game, I didn't know it was the item you can get. There was this quiz, right? 100 questions of just the most random trivia you'd ever imagine. I beat that quiz, and I didn't know, almost any of it.
Do you have any examples of questions?
I think there's one or two questions about random presidents. It was just super random, ours type of trivia type stuff. And as a little kid, trial and error, I memorized the answer to every single question on that quiz.
Wow.
I kind of miss having the kind of persistence that kids had.
Yeah. Memorized every single one, got through it without making any errors, and got my item, and then I was like, this item's kind of crap. And then I didn't use it the entire game.
Now, at this point, I'm certain that Little Zero didn't know what the internet was. So he couldn't go and steal the answers from somewhere. This is back when you actually focus on games instead of walking straight to the walkthroughs.
At this point, Little Zero didn't use the internet at all. Because the internet was kind of crap.
Yeah,
so
this is in the way back days.
Yeah, because I was I think maybe 5 years old. Probably a little bit younger.
This is back when strategy guides still had a purpose in the world.
Yeah. Gosh darn it.
The way back days, when if you didn't know password and didn't know how to find it, then you would just brute force it. 3-digit password, you would just go through every number and then just try and find the right one by brute force method.
Oh, man.
That you just play the game again.
I remember playing games, and I would have, like, a parent beside me and be like, I can't read that. What does that say? Read this for me, because I want to play this game. Because I'm, like, only 3 years old. I don't know how to read yet. So, yeah. Gosh darn it.
And every year I have to replay A Link to the Past. Zelda, for some reason.
Ooh. I just replayed A Link Between Worlds, the sort of remake-ish version of that. Which is kind of fun. You know what game I really need to play through again? Paper Mario, the original one.
Yeah.
I never played
Your
that.
Door?
What?
Thousand Year
Door was the second one, I think.
No, that was the second one. The original one I loved so much. I played that through that like many different times. Because it was just, it's fun. It's a fun game. With like interesting mechanics and everything and hidden stuff and yeah. Like Paper Mario Sticker Star, the newest one, kind of ruined the entire series franchise thing, but original and Thousand Year Door were both really fun.
I think on the Super Nintendo, Super Mario Land and side-scrolling shooter that I cannot remember the name of.
Oh, my Super Nintendo frickin' first Mario game ever played was Super Mario Bros. 2. Which is weird. Weird, right?
That's technically not a Mario game.
I know.
So.
Isn't that weird? I think I did play Mario, the original Mario Bros., but I remember distinctly Mario Bros. 2 is the first one I played, which is bad. But yeah, I did play Mario Bros. 1. Also, there was a Star Wars game I remember playing on the Super Nintendo. That was fun.
Oh,
I know what the first game the very first game I ever played.
Was that?
Sonic the Hedgehog 1 on Genesis.
My cousin had that.
Way
I wanted
back
that
when
shit.
it was released. Yeah.
Rivals.
Such a good game. Oh, when I was like 4, I developed like fucking... I became a fan and I never stopped being a fan because I'd been a fan since I was 4 years old. So,
yeah,
even now I can't completely hate any Sonic game. Even the really terrible ones.
Yeah, I can't completely hate any Mario games because 3 years old Mario. When you start out with one of the not so good Marios, it's only up from there.
Right. I suppose
they get
that
you
is
good
a
when you're
benefit.
young. That's it. You just locked in from there.
Yeah. Nintendo gets you when you're young and then hides you. Or locks you away in their nostalgia closet. Rather.
I remember
They own your childhood.
when I got slightly older, I started playing Duke Nukem.
Oh.
And that was the thing.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Did you tip the strippers?
Of course.
They're just hardworking people trying to pay for their children.
Also,
Yeah.
I didn't know what was going on at first, but I'd learned. Thank you, Duke Nukem. Thank you, parents that didn't know what Duke Nukem was.
Back then, no one knew what Duke Nukem was.
Not even the people who played it.
Now no one cares what Duke Nukem was.
And nobody cares. Yeah, Duke Nukem Forever kind of killed it.
Oh, I don't know. It's just the time really killed it.
Yeah, and
if
then,
it came out in like 2000 like it was supposed to, then it would have been okay. I mean, we don't actually know what it would have looked like because all the art assets were actually not used in the final game. But
All but one, yeah.
So all that was pretty much done by Gearbox because 3D Realms had no idea what the fuck they were supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
So yeah. If that actually came out back then, it'd probably have done okay. Serious Sam did, so it probably would have been fine. But, not so much in 2011, 12 when it came out.
Another thing. PlayStation 1, Pac-Man World. Remember that.
Yes. I played that game too. That was an okay game. It was an okay game.
Glad they're using the design, that design for Smash Bros. So...
I just realized I completely forgot the link dump.
Yeah, it's okay.
So,
It's okay. People can look it up, right? Right? No, they won't.
You fuckers have Google, you'll be fine.
So Pac-Man World, Nintendo 64, Pokemon Stadium. I love that.
I played so many Pokemon minigames.
Oh.
I mean, the main battle thing was kind of rubbish, but the minigames were great.
Mm-hmm. And then, Pokemon Snap.
Pokemon Snap. Fuck Pokemon Snap. Fucking game.
Legend of
All I
Zelda.
remember from Pokemon Stadium is getting locked into a battle where my Pokemon kept getting charmed. Like, that was all that kept happening. Every one of them fell in love with this one Pokemon who I forget.
So, guys, first Legend of Zelda game I ever played was Ocarina of Time.
That was same.
Because I missed out on everything else.
Minish Cap. Because I didn't care and just went back and thought, okay, this is a Legend of Zelda game, I'll play this one. It crashed in the third world, and I never picked it up again.
Minish Cap is very fun if you play it on the device it was meant for. And, I don't know, on the Wii U, there is actually Minish Cap. You can get that on the Wii U and play that on your big screen, which is really weird. But I liked Minish Cap. Ocarina of Time, though, I never beat that as a kid. Because as a kid, I was still a little young.
As a kid, I always got stuck. Like, I didn't know where to go for the Lake Hydra thing. I didn't know where the fuck to go when I was a kid, so I never got past that when I was young.
Water Temple, yeah. I think I got to the Water Temple, and then I think that's probably what killed me too.
Yeah, I never went to that temple because I always kept thinking that there's got to be a secret spot around the big ass lake, but I was on the complete wrong side of the map.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
It was a big accomplishment for me to just get to the Great Deku Tree. I was like, open world. Where do I go now? I have no clue.
Yeah, I replayed that one a few years ago, and I was completely fine until I needed to use the bow in a fight. The controls are just too different from what I'm used to, so I couldn't beat Ganon at the end.
I like it how at the end of that, I think you can use a bottle to deflect his shots. Screw the Master Sword. Just use a bottle.
What?
Yeah, you can. You know that motion where you swing a bottle in front of you to catch something?
Uh-huh.
That can deflect his blast right back at him.
Huh. I think I need to go replay that now.
Coincidentally, you can do the same thing when Phantom Ganon does it in Wind Waker. And that was on purpose.
Yeah, by that point you gotta keep it in because it's a secret homage kind of thing.
Yeah. But you can deflect it with a bottle, and then just use the big Goron sword and kill him when he takes away your Master Sword. Because it's way more powerful anyways. Maybe you don't need a block in that fight.
I love the Goron sword, it's great.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
that's what I named my my Dark Souls strength character, actually.
Goron sword.
Yeah.
I almost forgot one. Mario 64 and one of my other Nintendo 64 games, Donkey Kong 64.
I didn't like that.
All right. Mario 64 is the definition of a nostalgia game.
It is.
Because I tried to play it in 2008. Nope.
Unplayable,
that is
or
not a game you can go back to if you.
They made a remake. They made a remake for the DS though, which actually
they did, but that doesn't make it any better.
It actually is better. 4 playable characters. Everything's been upped in terms of quality and graphics.
Yeah, it doesn't make it play better, is what I mean.
That's what you think. That's what you think.
Yeah, I could
The
play
stealthy
that game
goggles.
back.
Yeah.
You can play it back because you probably played it when it first came out, yes?
Yeah.
No, I didn't play it till like 2000.
2000 still in the kind of frame when that kind of gameplay was okay.
But I loved 64, Mario 64. Donkey Kong
Yeah, that's what
64, on the other hand, was oof.
I hate that game.
Oof.
Even when you first played it, you didn't like it?
I didn't like it.
That was something. I didn't understand that game at all. Like, what areas am I supposed to go to? Why am I doing this? Who's that alligator guy? When do I get another monkey?
That's the game we had to complete it 4 times to get 100% completion, right?
I don't know.
I don't know because I didn't finish it once.
I didn't finish it
Because
once.
it had like 4 characters, playable characters or something, and
Yeah, but
you could only get to certain areas with certain characters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
So you pretty much had to play that game through 4 times for 100% completion.
No.
Imagine how that game would go with achievements.
I thought you
Same,
unlocked.
I imagine.
Yeah.
You could switch the characters in the worlds you were in. You could switch them while you were playing it.
Yeah.
You had to.
You had to.
Because some of them couldn't do certain stuff to get to certain places or fight certain people, so you had to keep switching them out.
Yeah, but if memory serves, all the collectibles and stuff were in every level for every character.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
there was like if you were DK first, and then you unlocked another one monkey, and then you had to go on further and unlock another monkey. You can go back to the first world and do the shit that you couldn't do with DK, because you had 3 monkeys now that could do stuff that Donkey Kong couldn't.
Yeah.
There was, on the
And it was
N64, I played a shit ton of Worms Armageddon.
Oh, worms.
This just started my love of the series that has never quite died.
Yeah, there's just something about Worms Armageddon that just makes it the best one that has ever existed.
Yeah. Because it's simple. I mean, there was the crappy 3D
it's
ones.
got no
and
fancy, like, fucking graphical stuff or anything. It's just simple. You have worms, you have a terrain, you try and kill each other on it.
Yeah.
That's all it needed, and it's so amazing.
Everyone knows how much you love Worms if they watch the Let's Plays.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those were great.
I'll admit, Revolution did add something nice with the fluid dynamics with adding water that you could add to the terrain. I like that.
True.
But I'm still not keen on the graphical style of the game. I feel like if they just kept with the throwback style of it just being like sort of, what was it, 16-bit or something?
Something like that, yeah. They were pixels.
Styled it like Worms Armageddon and had it play like that. That'd be amazing. I'd love to play that way. That'd be great.
Yeah.
And make the objects actually destructible.
Yeah. Some of those
That
are
was-
kind of ridiculous, the objects on the maps. They can get kind of crazy.
Nostalgia.
GoldenEye 007 was
I was waiting
the
for
game that started me on first-person shooters, but Perfect Dark on the N64, which is a lot better than the crappy remake thing, prequel, whatever they have on the Xbox. I hate that game.
GoldenEye started you on first-person shooters?
Yeah.
God, you were a console scrub even back then, weren't you? Jesus.
I didn't even own a
Fucking
computer.
Doom,
I didn't
bro.
own a computer until pretty late, actually.
Tell you what, Doom or Descent, they were both great games.
I didn't go on the computer before I was 10 years old.
I don't even know what Descent is.
It was, like Space Sims, that kind of thing, where you're piloting a ship and you can move in 360 degrees of motion and stuff. 6 degrees of motion and all that stuff. So you can turn, you can tilt, and you can roll and stuff. Yeah, it's that, and it's a little bit vertigo-inducing, because you're flying around in these tight tunnels and you can constantly switch perspectives, so up is down and left is right and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a lot of fun. Very much enjoyed playing the first one. Played like hundreds of hours of that game for whatever reason, because I was a kid and, fucking persistence and stuff, and you could just do that for hours and hours and hours on end.
I didn't even get to play a first-person shooter till Medal of Honor started coming out.
Yeah. Played that a little bit.
Yeah, and then Call of Duty just murdered it. So
Yeah, they tried to make a new one on, I think, the Xbox 360, but by then it was too late. Nobody cared. And I don't think it was very good.
Yeah, and they did the whole title as just the old title again, so it's just Medal of Honor.
No, they had, it was like Warfighter or something like that. It was a subtitle.
Yeah, you're right, it's Medal of Honor Warfighter, and I think they tried to do a Call of Duty style thing with plot and stuff, but it didn't work out very well. I think they tried to have a theme in that game that was like, information is the most important thing in warfare, was the theme that they tried to have. So they'd have a scenario where you're trying to pick out all these soldiers in a camp so you can try and find where all of them are and have someone point them out to you so that you can take all of them out in rapid succession. But they miss a couple and it fucks everything up, was kind of the thing that they were going for. So it just wasn't executed as well. It could have been an interesting concept, but it just wasn't executed very well. It's actually kind of the same thing that Spec Ops: The Line did.
Probably in a less, I don't know, deep way, I imagine.
Yeah, the whole white phosphorus incident was kind of the same thing. I don't actually know what that is.
That entire scene still pisses me the hell off. So I could kill that base by myself. It's just, even on the harder difficulties, it's just, I can't kill invincible snipers that they spawn for you.
See, that's the thing. In the scenario, you would be going in blind, but because you played the game before, you have foreknowledge and know what's going on, or you read a guide or whatever.
No, my first reaction was to just say, fuck the cannon, I don't need that. I can do this on my own.
Yeah, I guess that's another problem with games. The whole empowerment thing means, fuck it, I could just do anything.
Pretty much.
Well, getting off topic.
Yeah, a little bit. See, on the PS1, not a very memorable genre, actually. The only thing I really remember about the PS1 was my brother tried to feed it Reese's Pieces.
What?
Yeah,
it was a little bit mouth-like with the whole giant jaw flapping. It looked a little bit like,
Mr. Mouth, got a real pretty mouth, Mr. Mouth.
Yeah, his imaginary friend, Salad, decided that the PS1 was hungry. So he just started shoving Reese's Pieces into it.
Oh, no.
oh...
Yeah.
I'm sorry, PS1, I didn't realize you couldn't chew. Let me just shove that in there and choke you on them.
I can't really say anything because I shoved a sandwich in a VCR. Yeah.
I'm so glad that our devices have stopped being so mouth-like and this stops happening.
I will admit that I thought about doing that before. I didn't do it for whatever reason. I don't know if someone stopped me or if, for some reason I thought better of it, but I did think about putting a sandwich in the VCR before.
I'm glad to know I'm not the only one.
What would you get from putting a sandwich in a tape player? Probably
a sense of satisfaction.
Food Network, maybe?
No. You get a sense of satisfaction from feeding an electronic device that doesn't get food. Yeah.
Oh. Now I feel sorry for all of my fucking devices that I have everywhere. Then my 3DS is starving. For attention, actually, because I haven't played it in fucking months, but, whatever.
Oh, you weren't making a joke on that. I thought you were making a joke about how you haven't touched it in months. That's what I thought you were going for.
It's also true. That's what I said.
Alright, I think we talked enough about old games.
Did we?
One more.
Spyro yet.
On the computer, Diablo 2, I learned how to type on that game. That's what taught me how to type, an MMO. Oh god, it was
not good.
Looking back on how I typed is just painful.
Spyro.
I don't know, it served its purpose though, I guess.
Spyro!
I love Spyro.
PlayStation 1, Spyro, happiness.
Yeah. I was so obsessed with collecting gems.
Freaking loved Spyro.
Fucking gems.
I never got into Spyro. I played it. I don't know. I never really got into it very
Another
much.
game that I, as a kid, did not beat.
Speaking of games of that developer, Crash Bandicoot.
Different developer, but they were very closely linked.
Yeah. Crash Bandicoot. Loved
Yeah. Crash Bandicoot was Naughty Dog, which went on to make Uncharted and Jak and Daxter. And Insomniac made Spyro, who went on to make Ratchet and Clank.
Which is getting a movie.
And Resistance as well. But we don't talk about that.
Why you don't like Resistance, or
I don't like Resistance either.
It's kind of not great.
I have really fond memories of the first Killzone.
So did
Really?
I.
Yeah, there was this one moment where I was beyond the draw distance or something for the soldiers, so they were moving like pixels, or not pixels, sprites. They were like, I don't know, it was just the funniest thing ever, and I don't know, I always look at the game fondly because of that moment.
You remember the game fondly because of a really terrible graphical glitch.
Yeah, well, it was just fun, I guess. I enjoyed playing it.
Fair enough.
It was before all the multiplayer crap got involved, and the scoring, and the achievements, and yeah.
You remember when not every game had to be multiplayer?
Yeah, that was great.
So
Now we get into the depressing section of the Throwback Thursday, Saturday.
Speaking of, I actually started the sorcerer character that I'm using right now in Dark Souls to get the achievement for all sorceries, but I need to get level 3 in a Covenant, and nobody invades the Covenant at level 310.
No, I guess not.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Yeah. Whoops. All right, next one would be, can we move on to movies?
I guess so.
yeah, I'm good.
How do people feel about Jean-Claude Van Damme?
I barely know who he is. I haven't seen any of his
don't?
movies.
You haven't seen Bloodsport?
Nope.
Well, The Quest?
Nope.
Yeah, I was talking about this film with Kenji after the fucking last recording, The fucking Quest, which was basically an idea for what I would really love MMA to be. Basically, it was just a film where people got invited to it's basically the Street Fighter tournament. People with all different styles and stuff would come together and battle it out as the best fighters in the world.
One style.
So there was like a sumo fighter, there was a capoeira guy that was styling himself after a monkey or something. The sumo one was great, because it was just like fucking the speedy flipping fighter just sort of runs in, takes one punch at him, and he sort of gets bounced out of the arena.
If you want to see a sumo wrestler fight an actual karate person in the UFC, they have that fight. They did that fight. It was like It was awesome. Like a long time ago in '93.
I really wish that's what the UFC became.
Well, I can get into why it's not that anymore, but it's a long explanation of events.
It's not that long. It's just that, like, ground combat and grappling is just something that most styles don't have any defense for.
Basically, I'll just sum it up. Hoist Gracie was winning all the early tournaments, and then wrestlers started getting involved, and anyone that couldn't do anything on the ground just got raped from that point forward, so they started incorporating more and more of it into their training. And that's what it is now.
Yeah. So maybe if they just instituted some rules that, like, grappling is not a thing that happens, or ground combat is not a thing that happens, then it could have been interesting. Maybe.
I still think it's interesting. Sure. I'm super into it. But we're not talking about this. We're talking about old movies.
True. I just want to say it's interesting as a fighting style, but it's a fighting style now. It's just the same as, karate tournaments or whatever.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh man, what was the movie called? It's got the kid from Malcolm in the Middle of it in it. It was the spy movie. He was like Agent Cody Banks or something like that. That's it, yeah.
Agent Cody.
I went to my first date seeing that movie.
Dude.
I was
Okay.
like 11. What do you expect?
Pity.
I don't know what to say about that.
Neither do I.
It's just funny. Let's see, old movies.
Did you share the armrest?
I don't know. I don't actually remember very much about that.
Who picked you?
Oh.
Who picked you two
All I
up?
remember is that I paid for everything, and I wound up spending like $80 in the span of 2.5 hours.
Okay, wait.
Yeah, sounds like a date in the fucking 90s, yeah. Well, maybe the early 2000s, but yeah. Fucking Christ.
All right, how about this one? Spawn. Did you see Spawn?
No, I was never big on Spawn.
Because I saw that when I was
I didn't know
5.
he existed.
I don't even really know what Spawn is to this day, so...
Yeah, okay. Well, it's a movie that you should not be taken to when you're 5 years old. I'll just say that.
Oh.
Mm.
Who thought that was a good idea?
I don't know why my dad took me, but he didn't take me.
Because he wanted to see this film?
Apparently. I don't know where my brother was during this period of time, but he wasn't there. He would have been 4 in this instance.
I don't know, probably at home.
He wasn't at home. It was either... I don't know where he would have been. He should have been... There was no one at home. It was either me... He was either with me and my dad, or I don't know where the fuck he was. But he wasn't there.
Can I just say, in hindsight, I think Home Alone was kind of a shitty film.
Yes,
How
you
so?
can. You know, 5 minutes in, any real robber would have just shot that kid.
I don't know. My little brother actually knows how to use our guns, so if that happened to my brother, he would have shot the robbers instead.
Yeah, modern day, that's pretty much what would happen in any American home, I think.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Kids would go for kitchen knives and try and use them like in Call of Duty or something.
Call of
That'd be
Duty.
an interesting take on Home Alone.
Oh, man. It's painfully true.
Our kids know to play dead when they get shot at now. If they get shot at and get nicked, they know how to play dead now.
No, they just panic and scream.
Because I did something where some kid got shot at, like her family got shot, and she got shot at, but it nicked her, so she played dead, and then called the police after the dude left.
Huh. Pretty smart of her.
Yeah.
Clever girl. Speaking of clever girl, Jurassic Park. That was a segue.
Something,
think you're
right?
special?
I do, actually. That was pretty good.
That was
a good film.
I'm going to go halfway off topic here. Did you play the Jurassic Park game? There was a fighting game.
Oh.
They had a fighting game?
Yes.
Yeah, fighting game?
Yes.
There were 2 different Jurassic Park games. There was one that was on the SNES, I think, and one that was on the Genesis. And there were 2 different games. And in the Genesis one, you could play as, what's his name, Dr. Grant? Or you could play as a Velociraptor.
Huh. That's a swap.
Yeah. And if you were playing as Dr. Grant, the final boss was 2 Velociraptors in the big, museum room with the giant dinosaur skeleton.
Uh-huh.
And if you were playing as the Velociraptor, the boss was Dr. Grant.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. He's just on the ground floor, just chucking grenades everywhere and shit. It's fucking kind of weird, but it's awesome.
I played the one I'm talking about. There was one on PlayStation. It was like a fighting game with you could pick Velociraptor, or even the ones that the vegetarian ones like Triceratops and shit. It was weird.
Well, it's not that weird. I mean, Triceratops and shit would still fight to defend its territory and shit.
I know, but it's a fighting game where you choose dinosaurs, like a brontosaurus.
Yeah.
And it was
I never really got into Jurassic Park, actually. I didn't see the movies until, way after they were popular, so I wasn't really part of the big scene for it.
Aw.
Again, halfway off topic. Did anyone else know that there was a Jackie Chan fighting game?
No, but I can see why they would make one.
I want to play it now.
Yeah, it was something. There were 3 different incarnations of Jackie Chan in the game. Also, a mysterious lion character that may or may not be Jackie Chan.
Wow.
I'm actually probably going to post a link to the fucking giant bomb video of that, because that was pretty fucking entertaining.
I was aware of that game, but I never saw it or played it.
Jackie Chan Fists of Fire or Fury or something. I'll find it. Yeah, that was a thing. And apparently it was big in fighting game tournaments for a little while, and then just kind of dropped off again.
Oh,
just for the whole novelty of it.
You're making me go to another throwback. Have anyone ever heard of the game Shaq Fu?
I've heard of
Shaq
it.
Fu,
Never played
yes.
it.
That game is
Shaq Fu.
That game is awesome.
Yeah, not the only game that included a basketball player as a protagonist as well. Have you ever heard of Michael Jordan, Chaos in the Windy City?
No. Wow.
Your weapons in that game were basketballs. And you could get fire and ice basketballs and shit. Fucking throw them. Oh.
Why can't hockey get a character action game? I mean, everything else gets everything else.
No one's that famous.
It just makes it makes too much sense. A hockey character action game. I mean, come on.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Sounds
A
like
turn-based hockey game, then.
Ooh.
What, do it South Park style?
No, not like battle. I mean, like, you play hockey, but in turns.
Weird.
Yeah.
I have no idea how that would work. I can't even imagine it.
Yeah, no, not really.
It'd probably play like an old NES game for sports, because that's, as far as I remember, kind of how they played. Because they couldn't do active things as much back then.
Yeah, I can see that being possible. The closest you'll get, anyway.
A little bit off topic. Anyway, films. We were talking about films.
Space Jam.
Space Jam.
Of course.
Go on, Zero. Sing the song. We know you want to.
Or we could point them back at the old website for Space Jam.
That too. Space Jam website's still up and running. We've linked to it before.
You want to get it up? Space Jam.
Where the fuck were you? You just kind of vanished for a few minutes there.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to move positions because everybody in my house is being loud. So I had to mute my mic.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I noticed the sudden quiet from the barking and stuff.
Yeah. I'm trying to relocate myself. I'll be back in a little bit.
All right.
You guys keep talking.
All right. You're too young to know old movies anyway.
Also true.
The first Transformers movie was when I first discovered that movies can be shit. Or movie theaters, rather, can be shit.
Do you mean the first Transformers movie is in...
The first
The Michael
Shia
Bay
LaBeouf one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the
You're not
movie
talking
theater around here, which is since closed, it had serious volume problems. Like, yeah. And the screen was super fuzzy, so I think I actually hurt my eyes watching that movie. Along with my brain.
And along with your heart, because it was a Michael Bay movie.
Well, no, I don't care about Transformers, so I don't have that sense of betrayal, I suppose.
It hurt.
Yeah.
It hurt my heart. I watched the Transformers show as a kid all the time. Like every single version of it they had.
I watched a little bit when I was a kid, but I didn't really care that much. I was more into fucking comic book TV shows back then. Batman and shit. It's cool.
Batman Beyond. And then the original Batman. And then the Spider-Man show. Anybody remember the old Spider-Man cartoon?
Yes, I love that fucking cartoon.
Frickin' you
I never
played
watched it, but I
you-
think I've seen enough gift sets to say I can just, fake it.
You play that opening, I will recognize that opening from anywhere.
I'm pretty sure it would only come from the fucking Spider-Man TV show. Just saying. Can I make a terrible, terrible confession real quick?
Go ahead.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
I liked Batman and Robin, the film.
I was about to start bringing
I like
those
that
up.
too, actually.
Wasn't as bad as Batman Forever, if I remember.
I liked that one too, though, because it was Jim Carrey, and I loved Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey
back then
was the only
because-
reason I liked that movie.
Yeah. After Ace Ventura, Jim Carrey could do no wrong in my
The
eyes.
Mask.
So
The Mask.
The Mask as well. That was The Mask.
Yeah.
That was great.
That was great. One of my all-time
great.
favorite movies.
Oh, I want to watch that again.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody ever seen the sequels? Because I think I have once, and I cannot remember them.
There is one sequel. There's one sequel. It's Son of the Mask.
Tried to watch
Yeah.
that. It's garbage.
And it is the most... it spit on everything that The Mask was.
Mm-hmm.
It really...
Good to know. Oh, speaking
Anyway.
of things that make me want to not watch any movie ever, apparently How to Train Your Dragon 3, once it's released, will be open with an explanation of why dragons don't exist anymore. So I'm never watching that movie ever. That series
What?
ends after movie 2 for me.
What? Why dragons? What?
Yeah, all the dragons are gone in the third movie. Apparently in the book, it opens with Hiccup thinking about, like, he comments that there were dragons when he was younger. So I guess, yeah.
Oh, you mean in the film? Okay, I thought you were talking about in real life.
No.
I thought we were going to talk about. I was very confused there for a second.
Yeah, no, in movie canon, or that
Okay.
series canon, I suppose.
Fair enough. My mistake.
Yeah.
Oh God, you seem so confused. Of course, dragons still exist.
Yeah. Anyway. I can't think of any more old films. I'm tapped out.
Yeah. The first Power Rangers movie with Ivan.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh man,
Yes. Pokemon movie.
Pokemon movie.
that one as well. Yeah.
Okay, now here's one that I'm not expecting a lot of response from, but did anybody see the Digimon movie?
Yes. Our war game or a different one?
The first one, the one that was literally called the Digimon movie.
Zero.
I've seen a review of it. The Nostalgia Critic did one. It was...
Frickin', I loved that when I was a kid. I loved that.
Yeah.
I loved the Pokemon movie. I loved the Power Rangers movie.
Oh wait, you do mean the one where they go into the internet, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The Fox website had a bunch of games based around that, and I played all of them a lot.
I didn't know that because I didn't have access to the internet at that time.
Ah.
Because little kid, what's a computer type thing?
Right. That was pretty early in the internet thing, actually.
Yeah.
We only had one computer at that point.
What's a computer? Digimon must have been confusing as fuck
No,
for you
no.
when you were a kid.
Not like that. Not like that. More
Computers
like-
don't really come into play until the second season.
Yeah.
So,
It was more like, oh, cool, it's like a video game, but I never went on the internet ever.
Oh, okay. Fair
I
enough.
suppose Izzy's laptop might be confusing, but that almost never came into play. So that was just like tech stuff that nobody understood.
I knew about computers. It's just I think at that time, the only access I had to my computer at all was you have an AOL Kids account, and if you go on anything, you can't go on it. And I mean anything.
Yeah. I
Parental
had one of
controls are
those.
insane.
Way back when. Oh, God. Early days of the internet. Fucking, my sister went on chat rooms all the time.
Ew.
Yeah, she was like 12, 13, I think.
Oh,
And,
Jesus.
yeah, she got into a lovely conversation with a nice fellow who, memory serves, he wanted to know how wide her fanny was.
Oh.
Fantastic.
Yeah, that's about what I expected.
Now, this being the internet, I'm not entirely sure what he meant by fanny. Because in America that means your arse, yes?
Yeah.
Yes.
In England that means other side.
Uh-huh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
But yeah, my mum was displeased when she found out about this.
I would imagine so.
Yeah. That was the whole thing that happened.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Old days of the internet.
Internet nostalgia.
Well, it's Throwback Saturday, Thursday, so, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, you know what? I'm probably going to end up releasing this on Thursday, so it will be Throwback Thursday.
Cool. There
you go,
works
Ken.
out, actually. So,
Uh,
Kenji was right all along.
It's been foretold.
Okay. Old TV, we're moving along, because we've got like 25 minutes, maybe?
Oh, yeah, we're a little short on time.
Yeah.
Let's see. Aside from the
Actually,
obvious
do we want
one
to do
being
old
the first
TV, or do we
Digimon
want to do
season.
board games?
What was that?
Do we want to do old TV, or do we want to do board games?
I only have one for board games, so I think old TV would be
Yeah,
better.
old TV probably better. We've all watched TV.
Okay. Old cartoons.
It doesn't have to be cartoons, but
I know, but old cartoons is the old TV that I know. Because remember, I'm young. And, yeah. I only watched
Toonami.
cartoons as a kid.
Oh,
Yes.
Toonami.
Oh, Toonami. The only way you could watch anime.
literally.
Yeah, literally.
I didn't even pay attention to that. I didn't watch any anime aside from Pokemon, which was on different channels on
Dragon
Sky
Ball. I watched the original Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z on that.
Nope, that was the thing that I saw. I think nope, and then just moved on. So
My mom thought it was violent and then said I couldn't see it. And then later
It was.
I decided and then I decided to watch it anyways.
Mm. And thus the Berserker Rage was burst within you?
all right, I forgot Zero has a Berserker Rage. That was also a thing that happened.
Like an angry kitten. The first anime that I saw that I didn't think was a cartoon like I did with Dragon Ball and Digimon and Pokemon was probably Sailor Moon, actually. Also on Toonami.
It's pretty much a cartoon.
Yeah, but it felt anime-like. More the setting and the powers and stuff. I'd never seen anything like that before.
I guess, yeah. It's a fair point. Yeah, the first anime I watched was Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Oh, Jesus. Wow.
Why?
Okay.
It is a miracle I was not turned off anime immediately. Once again, I would like to thank the guy that worked in the university subway who fucking told me he was watching that and thought, oh, okay, I'll give that a shot, see whether it's any good. And no.
It's not refined enough for the Ava.
Fuck off. Fucking bullshit superiority Evangelion fans have.
Yeah.
It's not a good show, get over it.
I remember being very confused by all the incarnations of Gundam.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the Gundam continuities confused me.
I don't even know which Gundam I was watching. I was like, okay, giant robots. This is cool.
I remember the first one I saw was Gundam Wing, and then I don't remember anything else.
I don't even remember. I was just like, this is Gundam. That's all I knew. It was Gundam.
Yeah.
And they were fighting. And it was enjoyable.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if you have anything after Gundam, then you're watching a different show. So Gundam Wing, Gundam Seed, Gundam 00, all that stuff. It's all different settings and stuff, I think.
I think I watched Gundam Wing way back when, and that was it for the most part.
I
remember Wing and Seed, and there was another one that I don't remember which one it was. It had Master Asia in it.
I don't know. I've only watched Double O, and it ended with the world being saved by kids singing about how great grass and flowers and shit are.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Which one was it where they go to Earth and it turns out the main character's been romancing his sister or something the entire time?
I
think it was Seed.
I think that might have been Seed.
Hold on. Thank you, Google.
Google, you have saved us once again.
Okay, so Ken is going to type in Gundam and romancing his own sister.
I'm not going to type that in. I'm just going to see if it was
What did you type in then?
Gundam Seed. That's the only thing I typed.
Are you sure?
Oh,
Yeah.
he's going to be busy reading for a little bit then.
Yeah, probably.
Alright, so other TV. Stargate was an amazing TV series. People should go back and watch it. Holds up pretty well.
Yeah.
I think when that was on, I wasn't huge on live action stuff. I forget what I saw that turned me away from live action, but I just couldn't stand it for a while.
Hey guys,
Until,
remember the
I don't know, a few years ago.
Guys, remember the original Pokemon show?
You mean the anime
Yes.
cartoon?
Because I want to be the very best.
We're not doing that
Think
again.
of that again. We've driven that.
Yeah,
in.
we're no. We already did that.
Can you quiet? Slicey, you're a bit roboty.
Oh,
But
sorry.
Zero is fine.
You didn't watch live action?
No, actually.
No, I didn't either. As a kid, my interest was cartoons. Occasionally cartoons.
Yeah,
And
on
Zero
weekdays,
was
cartoons.
still pretty much a kid when these shows came out, fucking Stargate and Buffy and shit.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I can understand that. He was a little baby, so he wouldn't want to watch good shows.
I was a little babby. I was a little Zero Junior.
Slicer, on the other hand, is unforgivable.
Right.
Seriously, they were good shows, and you should have watched them.
Probably. I've been wanting to watch Buffy for a while, actually. I just never got time to watch it.
Alison Hannigan. She was nice. They pretty much ruined her character.
Ah. What? How? Or would that be spoilers?
A little bit of spoilers. But there are a lot of things that bother me about how they handled that character. Never mind. What other TV? Real quick.
I used to watch Barney as a kid.
Seriously?
Yeah. I mean, real little kid, like 5 or 6, or younger.
I watched Lamb Chop.
No idea what that one is. Same thing, pretty much. Just kids show.
Yeah, pretty much. It was a puppet that looked like a sheep.
Ah.
Or lamb, technically. Yeah. That was a good kid show. I like that. Because it was an obnoxious little shit.
All right. I'm not sure if Casey ever saw this, and I'm not sure, but I'm pretty certain that Slicer would know of it. Nickelodeon's Guts.
Yep.
And the Aggro Crag.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
No, it was basically, actually it was kind of like, Wipeout, where they have the physical challenges and shit and stuff.
Yeah.
Kind of like that for kids.
Hmm.
Yeah, it was pretty entertaining as far as kid shows went. So, and the Aggro Crag was basically a giant
Metal,
purple rock face
giant-
that you had to climb.
giant purple metal mountain thing that kids had to climb. And they'd be shooting all of this fucking, like, I swear to God, it was probably asbestos or something. They'd shoot it nowhere. Get these poor kids.
Probably. Oh, you know what? Now that I think about it, there were exceptions for live action stuff. Boy Meets World, for one, that came much later, though. And
Yeah. Oh, yes.
The Amanda Show.
Yes.
On
I did watch
Nickelodeon.
those. Did watch
Then
those.
again, I had the stupidest crush on Amanda Bynes when I was a kid. So that was probably part of the reason. That, and it was just a really funny show.
Yeah, I had a thing for, what was her name? The girl who played Topanga. Danielle something or other. Yeah, she unexpectedly became very stacked towards the end of that show. So, yeah. So, little me, who barely had an idea what girls were, just kind of, wow, that's nice. I like her. Pretty.
That's great.
Yeah, little me. Little stupid me. Oh well. Also, Eric was the best character in that show, hands down. Boy Meets World? Yep.
Yeah.
Which one is Eric?
The guy that would shout Feeney.
Yeah, I haven't seen that show in like 5.
He was the big brother.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Feeney! Oh, shit, yeah. He does voice acting work now, actually.
Oh, cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, he was, actually, do you remember the future Batman cartoon?
Batman Beyond.
Batman Beyond?
Beyond, yeah. He was Batman in that.
Huh.
The Beyond Batman.
The young one, or do you mean like the...
He was the young one, yeah.
Okay.
He was Terry.
Yes, Terry McGinnis, yes?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that was it.
That was a good character. That was a good show. It's a bit, teenagery.
Yeah,
Damn it, now that we're getting into
suffering
this,
that a bit.
Sorry?
No one saw that show. Okay.
I didn't hear what you said.
I missed Static Shock.
I saw that one, actually. That was a good show.
I don't remember that one, sorry.
Oh. Do I have time to explain it? Should I explain it?
Sure, go for it if you want.
Yeah.
Alright, basically the story is like, first of all, it's a black superhero. And he's like 15 in his town, like there's a lot of gangs in his town. And one day all the gangs get together for one big old gang fight, and the police shoot this experimental tear gas or whatever at them. And it turns out it's unstable chemicals that gives like everybody superpowers and shit. And he gets superpowers. He's there one night and gets superpowers over electricity.
Wow.
I think that's the only show where the white character is seen as the token teammate. It's like the token white guy. It was just hilarious.
I kind of want to watch that show.
You should.
Yeah. All right.
It's actually DC. It's kind of DC canon.
Yeah, a little bit. I think they actually did something for him in the Smallville show, fucking Superman TV show that was rubbish.
Oh, really? All I remember is him in Justice League, and sometimes they go to the future, and his apprentice or something was there. Or I think it was him, but he was old.
I think he was in Smallville, but I might be wrong. They did a lot of dumb stuff in Smallville, so, yeah, so I guess that's TV shows done. We'll move on to the question, because we're running up against the clock here.
Right.
A little bit. And our question from Johnny was... This is really more of a topic than a question. This really should be a topic instead.
Probably. Should we leave it, or do you think we have time?
I don't think we have time, unfortunately.
All right.
So, what do we got? I think we got like 10 minutes, so we should probably just move on to recommendations. Who has recommendations? Anyone?
I haven't had a computer for a week, so I don't have anything.
You should go and find your own recommendations this week, audience.
Yeah, no. Persona 4 the animation. I rewatched a bit of it. It's so good.
Yeah.
I have no idea how it would hold up for someone that has not played the game.
Yeah, that's my only real caveat to that. Just if you haven't played the games, you might want to browse the wiki a bit afterward.
Maybe not. I know that goddamn game back to front, so I can't even guess whether it would be any good or not.
Also, I forgot to bring this up, but the Persona 4 Golden, the next episode, it skips to kanji. That's like a third of the way through the game, or something like that.
Yeah, they're just doing the extra scenes from Golden.
Yeah. So you're definitely going to either watch the original or play just the base game to know what's happening.
If you have a spare 60 or 70 hours, yes.
Yeah, sure. I think you can speed through that game in less, but yeah.
Probably, but you're still talking about a 40-hour game. It's not going to be quick.
Or maybe watch somebody's playthrough of it. Probably also take a while, but I mean, be entertaining.
I mean, you could watch the Giant Bomb Endurance Run, the original one, which was a full playthrough of that game, which was pretty fucking awesome, if I may say.
Oh, yeah. They can do that in one sitting while being awake the whole time? That's pretty...
Oh, well, it wasn't in one sitting. They just played through the whole game.
Oh,
it was 155 episodes, most of them being about an hour long.
I think I actually need to watch that now.
Yeah. They have some great... I could link it to the fucking best of series that they did. That someone did, anyway. Probably.
Did you guys see the Resident Evil 4 safety dance for the best friends?
Oh, yes.
That was great.
Safety dance. Safety dance.
We're not going to sing that because I don't want to get sued.
Sorry.
S-S-S-S-A-A-F-F-F-E.
You can dance if you want to.
You can leave your friends behind.
If your friends don't dance...
We're not going to Michael...
Because your friends don't dance.
Well,
if they don't dance.
Stop it.
They're not friends of mine.
Yeah.
I really wish I was the host of this call so I could just kick you both out.
He wants to take over power. Quick, take him down before he takes us down.
Some hypocrisy there, Zero. Just a little bit. As the only other person who has nominally hosted this show.
You know what? It's not my fault.
Hey, me and Ken haven't hosted yet, have we?
I don't want to host.
Yeah, me neither. Just making an observation.
I'll host next week's episode if you guys want.
No.
No?
This podcast is now my baby. You can't touch it. It's mine. All mine.
What does that make us? Babysitters?
I spent $150 on this mic, man. Come on.
Or does it make us wallpaper in the baby's room?
It makes you Uncle Stan Bad Touch.
Oh, God.
Anyway.
I've contributed to this podcast, though. And Slicer has, too. And Kenchi's brought the fans. Slicer's brought the art for us, the icon, and then I brought the music.
I'm the cool alcoholic uncle that your nephews and nieces love, but your parents will never leave them around you because bad stuff.
Kenchi's a mobile. His little model thing that you have above the baby's crib.
That's appropriate, yeah.
Anyway, recommendations.
Right, that was what we were doing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. My recommendation is called Real Life Sucks by Cheezels. Harry Potter fic, no shipping whatsoever. None.
You've
Absolutely
lost
me. It is basically a life skills class added to the last year of the Hogwarts curriculum. So it's post-war and all that stuff, and it's just all of the students learning life skills. So all of them are put into fake scenarios with magically created, very real circumstances. So, for example, Hermione becomes a divorcee from Draco and has a 4-year-old daughter or something.
Wow.
And Harry ends up married to Hannah Abbott and has 4 kids. a random Ravenclaw ends up with baby triplets, and he's widowed. Yeah. I'm trying to remember the other good ones.
Very character-driven, then?
Very character-driven and pretty funny, actually, just throughout the whole thing. Yeah.
I curse my inability to read things without pairings at the moment.
Yeah, Ron actually gets probably one of the best circumstances because he's a famous novelist who earns quite a bit of money, but his life skills are so absolute shit that he keeps scrounging for fucking handouts from everyone else anyway, because he can't cook for himself.
Yeah. I suppose that does fit him.
Yeah. So, it's pretty funny, and a decent study into each character as it goes. So, worth looking into, if you're okay with reading something that doesn't have any pairings whatsoever.
So not me, then.
Apparently not. Anyone else got any recommendations?
I haven't actually read anything this week, so...
Like
well, I have, but none of it's very good.
Same.
Fair enough. I think I have another one, but since I very rarely actually have recommendations, I think I'll save it for next week anyway.
Alright. Gives it time to update a little more, I guess, maybe.
True enough. Oh, also, I am going to post a chapter for Face Every Shadow, and officially state it as being abandoned.
Ah, shame. Like,
Yeah.
will it actually be a chapter, or will it be just like an AN kind of thing?
It will be an AN followed by all of the plot synopsis for the rest of the fic, because, like I've said before, I have the whole thing planned out, I just can't be bothered writing it.
That's really the best way to end it. I mean, it gives people some closure, at least.
Yeah. So that's going to happen. Shame. But it's something that's been hanging over my head for a long time, so I need to get rid of it. There's no point if I'm never actually going to do it, and Ethan, as has been said, has kind of not actually mentioned it at all. Even when he was back on the podcast, he said nothing about it. So, fair to say that he's dropped it as well. So,
yeah, probably.
Well. So, anything else that we need to talk about? I think we're done.
Yeah, I think that's everything.
Yeah, this is a weird one. Alright. So I would like to thank everybody for listening to Fandom Flux Podcast episode 44. If you would like to get in contact with us, you can do so through the Blogspot page, the comments, or our own personal profiles on fanfiction.net, or through the YouTube channel through the comments. Once again, thanks for listening to the Fandom Flux Podcast episode 44. Bye now.
Bye.
Get off my lawn.